Classic, Wrath of the Lich King servers are going away. Well, actually, they've already gone away, but Cataclysm Classic's here, right? You can only play Cataclysm Classic now. If you had your Wrath Classic characters, they've been transferred over to Cataclassic. I wish they were still Wrath Classic. And I just realized how annoying that is for someone like me who genuinely enjoyed logging into Wrath Classic for recording stuff like Pointless Top 10. It was very nice to have that luxury. Now, we still have, Classic, but it's just, I guess I can just go into retail and go to those zones, but I don't know. It was nice having that option available to me, and it got me thinking, right? Why can't we just have one server for each expansion? I feel like one server would be fine, right? Where you have a classic, then you have the Burning Crusade, right? Then you have Wrath of the Lich King, and then you have whatever the current thing is, right? So Cataclysm, but then once that ends, you could have a Cata server, and then you move on to the next one. And I think that would be great because you would still allow people to go back and play that expansion the way that it was. And obviously, it's not going to be as popular as what it was back when there was, the only thing you could play was Burning Crusade Classic. The only thing you could play was Wrath Classic, right? But I think having that limited availability of just one server even, and if it's like insanely popular, then you can open up 2 servers, like, okay, crazy. I feel like that wouldn't be that difficult. Like, I can't imagine that using that many resources or being that insane to manage, especially when you're not really changing that much, I guess. Like, I think it would be cool, because I was thinking about it from this perspective, where, let's say a guild decides to go through the entire Classic experience, right? And be like, you know what? We're going to play Classic WoW, okay? So they play Classic WoW on the Classic servers. They progress up to 60, and they're like, all right, guys, that was fun. Let's go to Burning Crusade, right? So they transfer from Classic to Burning Crusade, their characters, okay? And then they play through all that in the actual Burning Crusade server experience. And then they're like, wow, that was fun. Now we move to Wrath, right? And you just keep doing that depending on how many Classic versions we've got at this point. And you have the option to be like, I don't want to go play the new one, or like I could just stay here and, maybe play this version of the game. And it's nice to have that availability and the luxury of picking and choosing which you want to play. Because, for example, there's some people, they probably missed out on Burning Crusade Classic, right? And they're like, oh man, I wish I could do Burning Crusade Classic again. And it's like, well, you can't. It's gone, just like how it was 17 years ago. It's gone again. You missed the second chance. Now you gotta wait for the third chance, right? So it's like, why not just have that one server available for people to play on that? Like, I don't understand that from even just a business perspective, because to me, it makes sense that people would want to go through each expansion's experience. That's why people wanted to play Classic WoW, and some people missed out on playing some of the Classic WoW versions. Like, I didn't play that much Burning Crusade, but, maybe I would want to. Maybe I'd randomly be like, hey, you know what? I want to level through Burning Crusade again. Like, who knows? And then you'd play with other Burning Crusade people, and then if you got bored, you just move on. And you would still have the latest Classic version available, right? You could go play Cataclassic or whatever they're at, Mop Classic. I don't know. I guess they would do that next, right? So I just don't understand why they don't do that. Like, I can understand from a logistics or a data-centered point of view where they're like, it's too much to manage, the servers, but they already have so many servers, right? Like, I don't know. It can't be that hard. They had numerous servers of Wrath Classic and Burning Crusade Classic and all these servers. And then there's plenty of servers that like barely have any people on it. So you could like merge 2 low pop servers, take one of those servers and put Wrath Classic or Burning Crusade Classic on it, right? I feel like it would work. I don't know. Are they under the assumption that it's just not, like, nobody's going to play it? Like, maybe that's what it's come down to. They're like, nobody's going to play it. But I feel like there would still be at least enough people on each expansion to warrant having a server for that expansion, right? And I actually think it would be kind of cool, just like how Zygor is really cool, and you could use code crendor for 20% off their in-game WoW, Classic Retail, and Wrath Guide. Well, I guess Cataclysm Guides now. you go check them out. Link in the description. Use code crendor for 20% off. But really, I think it would be cool because you would actually have server communities. Like the whole point of Classic WoW to me was it's an old school MMORPG, right? It gives you that old MMORPG feeling of community, of, you know, earning what you got, the slower pace, and you would have different communities from that, right? You'd have the Burning Crusade community. You would have the classic community. You would have the Wrath community, right? You have the Cataclysm. Like, you would have all these different communities, and if you only had one server, that would be really cool. It's like, oh, that's the Wrath server. You go play there if you want to play Wrath, and there's like communities there. You could like join up. You could talk to people. Like, it would actually form more communities. At least I think it would. It makes sense to me. So I just really don't understand their thought process, unless their thought process is like, we're not going to make enough money from it. But even then, I feel like it makes sense to me. I feel like you're losing money by not doing that. You know, like, there's plenty of people who want to play Classic, and they're like, oh, I'd go play it, but now it's in Cataclysm, and I don't care about Cataclysm, so I'm not going to play it. Right? But maybe somebody wanted to level in Wrath, and they could just go play Wrath then. That's somebody that would have played that is now not playing. Like, I don't know. So, I needed to rant about that, primarily because I went to record on Wrath Classic, and I realized it wasn't available, so I was like, I need to rant about this on the internet. So, let me know your opinions down in the comments section below. How are you feeling about it? Am I wrong? Tell me if I'm wrong. Like, be like, Crendor, you're dumb. This is why they're not doing it. Like, that's great. I don't know. Listen, I'm just some guy that talks on the internet. That's all I got. So, thank you very much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Go check out the latest pointless top 10 worst jobs in World of Warcraft. Or here's me playing some GeoGuessr. You can check that out too. Okay? Okay. See ya.